everybody. Welcome back to Red Forest. I'm Peyton.
This is Adam.
And today's discussion is the supernatural, paranormal activity, and some
Things that go bump in the night.
things that go bump in the night. Adam, have you ever had a supernatural experience?
Well, I don't know.
What do you mean? What do you mean you don't know?
Yeah, I have when I was real young.
Mm-hmm.
It was me, my mom, and my two sisters, and we literally, we heard it sounded like cowboy boots
Really?
up in walking through the hallway upstairs.
Where was this?
It was. It's called Fugit Street.
Fugit Street.
Mm-hmm.
In town?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And literally, we heard cowboy boots walking, heard children playing in the upstairs room. Everything. And to a point where we all slept in the living room.
How long did you live there?
A few months.
Is that all you heard was just footsteps?
Yeah, and children playing. And it happened almost every night.
Really?
In the same thing, too.
Are you sure it wasn't just like a neighbor's or something?
I was just watching the same movie. But the thing was, it was concrete walls, too. So it'd be a lot harder for the sound to come through. Have you?
I don't know. Because, when I was real young, okay, I think it was paranoia whenever I was younger, but I was at my grandparents' and I was very paranoid that something was, I used to stay there every Wednesday, and there was one time that I just kept hearing something walk on their porch, and the porch was right outside the window, and I kept hearing it, so I got paranoid. I just kept getting up out of the bed and stuff, and then I see something like a shadow walk on the porch, and I remember just seeing the shadow walk, and I think I screamed or yelled or something, but I don't know if it was a dream, because you ever had a dream where if it felt like it was in a normal place.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a bit confusing. There was also this other time where I was at my other mama's, and I was laying down, and in the corner I saw something, a hand creep up like this, and another one, and something just looked and just stared at me. I remember looking at the clock for about 3 hours.
I would, if I seen that, I'd crap myself. It still just sit there with the crap in my pants. If that happened, that's what gets me more than anything. If I see something, if I'm walking in the hallway or something like that, all of a sudden I see something creep looking at me from around the corner, just see some eyes, like a head, and just staring at me blank face.
Yeah,
I'm gonna freeze, and it's gonna take somebody pushing me, whatever, to get me to unfreeze, because at that point, that's one thing that creeps me out more than anything. It's just the blank expression. Plus, why is there someone in the house that I don't even recognize at the same time? So that just makes me, that get me to freeze 100%. I'll be like, nope, 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 nope.
And there's been even experiences here that we've both experienced, but just you more than me.
Man, it doesn't like me or something.
Well, the only thing that I've yesterday, it's you ever have the feeling something's watching you and stuff. I get I got that feeling something is about to touch me, so I turn around, there was nothing there, and then I just kept hearing something like just like a noise, and like it makes me like turn real quick. But I don't know if it was a lack of sleep or something, but I remember I had like an hour sleep that night. It was it was whenever they were redoing the floors, redoing the piping,
Mm.
and um I remember like it just became dark. I remember like I was in the living room, and there then I just heard something shake the doorknob real quick. I don't know what doorknob.
Mm.
I just heard a doorknob shake loud. It's like it was amplified of how loud it was. It didn't sound like it was like in the distance somewhere. It was like it was right next to my ear.
Mm.
So, and my instinct, I just went and grabbed my gun and I went outside. Look, I was thinking them damn kids.
The old man comes out. I mean, yeah, like I've experienced a couple things. Just well, it's just noises, and like I've heard like when you was on vacation, I was here by myself. I was doing laundry and just got the clothes out of the dryer, and I was putting the clothes away, and I heard I heard the front door open,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Did you get back soon?" But just in case, I grabbed my gun, and I was like, and I just looked out from my room, and I was like, I didn't hear nothing. I just stared, so I kind of crept into the living room. Door
Yeah.
was closed. Everything was fine. It didn't sound like the door closed. It just sounded like it
Mm-hmm.
opened. And doors closed. Everything was fine. So at that point, I turned on every light in the house until I went to bed. Now at that point, as I was moving through the house, I was turning one light off at a time until I got done and shut the door. And after that, I heard walking in the hallway. That's about it. On there, I heard walking in the hallway, and I kind of heard sound like walking like it was in the living room,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't go to it. I didn't.
Oh, so you've seen too many horror films.
I've seen the horror films. When you investigate a sound, that's when they kill you. So guess what? I'm gonna keep my butt in the room and act like everything's hunky dory, and forget about it because I've seen them. That's why I'm thinking right nowadays. Nobody would die from monsters and stuff like that because everybody's seen too many scary movies to know, hey, oh, there's a weird noise coming down from that alley. Maybe I shouldn't go down the alley. I should go in opposite direction.
I think it was like a commercial for an insurance or something like that. It was like, or it's like at the beginning of movies and stuff.
Mm.
It was like, it's like, let's hide in the cemetery. Why don't we just get in the running car? Are you crazy? Let's hide behind chainsaws.
I mean, it's just I feel like personally, I feel like sometimes ghosts could be nice because I believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
I believe in demons. I believe in everything.
Mm-hmm.
But like
Bigfoot?
yes, Bigfoot believes in you too, so you should believe in him. But back to the ghosts, I think a lot of the time the ghosts are nice.
I
And
think
just something that we don't experience. So when we do experience it, we'll make a think, oh no. And it could be a way for them just to contact us
yeah.
and talk to us. Because just think, like this house, it's an older house.
Yeah.
Somebody could have died here, but maybe they're to them they're still living their life in this house, and all of a sudden, two strangers come in,
Ooh.
and it's like, this ain't this ain't right. This is my house, so I mean,
Yeah.
trying to figure out hey who's here, but I don't know. That's one of the things that I think it could be. But I feel like there's also evil spirits as well that's out there.
Have you ever heard a story that someone's told you of their experience and you were thinking, this guy's full of shit?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the story?
Not really per se. I've heard stories and stuff like that, but it's never been like something that I fully remember. Most
Hmm.
time when I think they're full of crap, I block it out. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Even if I don't believe someone, I'm still intrigued. I was like, I wonder where they're going with this.
To a certain point, I just it's probably rude of me, but most of the time I just like, you know, especially when it comes too unbelievable.
I was like, alright, you had me, now you lost me. And I think it really just depends on, like, a lot of people don't believe in the paranormal, but they believe in spirits and demons. That could technically be under the category of ghosts or spiritual entities and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, it's a very,
A lot of people also, cause I mean, I'm not going to say, hey, ghosts are real. You
yeah.
better believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I personally believe you know, all you people can believe what you want to believe. That you're right, but I feel like to a certain point and everything, if you don't think that there's a chance that something could be there,
Yeah.
you're kind of being closed minded.
A lot of people are, though.
And I get it because it's kind of hard to believe. Oh, look, there's ghosty ghosts and everything out there.
They think of Casper and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
and it's like that can't be real. Something that you can't see.
Mm-hmm.
That don't make no sense. But they only believe what they can see. But I feel like they're saying out there because I mean like that one. There's this one doctor or scientist guy who had a person die on a table,
Mm-hmm.
and there's different reasons they say behind it. But whenever he died, right when he died, I think like I forgot how much a certain amount of weight actually went down. His weight went down.
Really?
Yeah, his weight went completely down. It was one of those big metal tables that's like a scale.
Yeah.
It was on there, but his weight went down right when he died. People say that was his soul. Some people say no, that's when you die, you crap and you pee and everything, but at the same time, all that's still gonna be on the table.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't take away the weight.
Plus, you said pounds, right? I don't think pounds is really well with pee at least. It's not gonna be pounds of pee
Mm.
and stuff
And
like that.
I think it was like 1.3 pounds or something like that. But they say that basically that was the person's soul leaving their body.
I can see that. Has anyone in your family ever had a ghost experience?
I mean, don't remember if they did. If they told me, I don't really remember it.
You got the mind of an 80-year-old.
Yes, I do.
I remember that growing up, when my dad was growing up, behind their house was an old barn. And so he would say that he would see the gray man, which was a man in full in gray, and he was wearing an old Civil War outfit, and he would be at the barn and stuff like that. And my papa actually saw it too. So both my papa and my dad actually saw the great man. And but my dad really doesn't believe it, even though he saw it. But it's kind of like with those things where I think it's one of those things where you kind of don't want to believe that you saw that.
Mm.
And And I think it also takes if someone has more than one experience, be like, maybe if I see it again, then yeah, I could see it being possible. But there's a lot of people that says I'm not going to believe in ghosts until something happens. But there's a saying like if you go searching for something, you'll find it, no matter what. So if you're a person who don't believe in ghosts and all that, and you go find looking for it, going ghost hunting and stuff like that, you're bound to find something.
Mm. I mean, I feel like, if, saying about being closed minded and stuff,
Yeah.
I, I think if you ain't closed minded and you're like, there's a chance, something could be out there. Can't 100% believe it, but you never know. Having that kind of mindset's better because most of the time, yeah, a lot of the time there's some reasonable thing that happened to cause that sound.
Yeah.
But then there's sometimes that there's no way that anything could have caused that sound besides a ghost. If something you hear walking and nobody else supposed to be in the house, either somebody broke in your house quietly somehow, or it's a ghost. And pretty sure it ain't Casper because he floats. So you're gonna be hearing no walking sound. But part of me also thinks kind of like a theory that I feel like people that are more emotionally unstable, I feel like could probably experience ghosts more than.
Why do you think that?
Just because they're more emotionally sensitive.
Okay.
And they, when you're emotionally unstable and stuff, you start looking at things with with a fine comb and noticing other things. Because if you're having the happiest time of your life, are you really going to be looking?
Not really.
Are you going to be noticing things? No, you're too happy with life.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not happy with life and all that kind of stuff, you're going to be paying attention to more things. And then that could easily,
Mm-hmm.
Because
That's a good theory. I never would have thought of it like that, but I could definitely see it because it seems like with people that are mentally unstable, they do sort of act like I don't know how to word it.
they talk less.
Yeah, they notice more stuff.
Yeah.
That's what they say is like if you're ever in a room with someone, worry about the person that's not talking because they're paying attention than the person that's talking a lot because they're studying you basically.
And I mean, I feel like that could be I think that could be a thing. I mean, there's all kinds of theories out there. You never know. Maybe there ain't no ghosts.
Yeah, maybe it's just
Interdimensional demons.
demons.
But
Fucking
I mean,
Alex
maybe
Jones.
Alex Jones is right on that too. You never know. He been around some stuff, so maybe he's right about that. You never know. I hope not, but
I don't know. He's a bit of a crazy man. He has me for a good while, then he loses me at the last second because he just says something so off the wall. I was like, oh, that makes damn it.
I was like, I was watching. He likes to interrupt people a lot sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching on Timcast, and Alex Jones was on, Tim, Joe Rogan was on it as well.
Yeah.
They had a lot of people, and they couldn't fit everybody in the studio, so they did it in like a camper, and they try to meet everybody in a different location, and every time Joe Rogan would talk or somebody else would talk, next thing you know, Alex Jones, like, whoa. Let me tell you about this time. Stuff like that. But, I mean, I think there's probably more things out there than we know.
Yes.
And that what we can see and perceive. I mean, you never know. There could be a whole another plane of existence out there that we just can't, that we can't see. Like that, and only certain people maybe can feel it, the energy and all that kind of stuff.
I've been reading some people's experiences on Reddit, and for instance, this little story says, growing up, my older brother had a computer program that he used to compose piano music. I remember I was reading in the living room whenever I heard the most beautiful violin melody I've ever heard. I listened to the whole thing for several minutes. I walked down the hallway to compliment my brother on his masterpiece whenever I realized my brother was not using his computer. I was home alone.
So you're telling me it's a ghost?
That's
Play some good music. What you telling me?
well, there's a lot like I could see that sort of being a spiritual experience or not because if the computer was on, it could have just played something. Like computers will go off and do random shit sometimes.
Mm.
But I can understand if it was making making the sound on the software, then yeah, I could kind of see why it'd freak him out. But I don't know. It's just like I think it really depends. Like it's like one of those experiences that you have to be there to fully understand because it's just how you read things. Is like, oh, this guy's just stupid or something. He's just like that's normal. But what classifies as normal anymore?
Ain't that the truth? Everything. We live in an alternate universe, apparently. All kinds of crazy stuff happen.
Yeah, like another one real quick is it says this story not creepy but kind of cool is what this guy says. My mother split and never mind, that's stupid.
I mean, I feel like when people actually have legitimate experiences with stuff,
Yeah, I'm not gonna waste my time.
and then when you also have people out there that they fake it just for attention, and it ruins it for the people that actually have experiences. Because the people that really did, they're just trying to get attention.
Yes.
It causes them to literally make something up, and then it's crazy, like off the walls and everything. And then the people that actually do have experiences and stuff like that, and if let's say they believe the guy that was making it up,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden this guy experienced that wasn't as off the walls, they're like, oh, this guy's lying, and it kind of ruins it for everybody.
Well, also, I agree, and it's like the experiences you have, like for instance, Wes Craven, the guy who made Nightmare on Elm Street. I hear the idea he got from Freddy is that as a boy he was chased by a man in a sweater and a burnt face. He chased him one time and then he disappeared. So that's where he got the idea for Freddy. I think he made up the glove just to add more to it, but
I'm sorry if a guy in a sweater and a burnt face is chasing me,
yeah.
I'm getting out of there, 100%. So I don't blame him for running, but that makes sense. A lot of times like a lot of people that make movies and stuff like that, they get ideas from their life. A lot of times they implement it in there as an inspiration.
Yeah, because Wes Craven made Nightmare on Elm Street plus Scream, and like John Carpenter, he made Halloween and The Thing, They Live, and all stuff like that.
They Live is good movie.
Like, who comes up with an idea about glasses you can see who's an alien and who's not? Are they aliens? Aren't they technically aliens? Okay.
Basically, the whole world already got taken over by
Yeah.
aliens. Only certain people wasn't.
And it's like you have to put yourself in their shoes, like if especially for writers and stuff like that, coming up with a story that sounds that's so crazy but works. Like you could tell, like, oh, he just made this shit up, but oh, that actually could make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I mean, you really have to be,
mm-hmm.
man. Like on the thing, for instance, you know that even makes sense. Like it shows how stupid we are. That we just go poke around the stuff that we don't understand,
Yep.
and guess what happens? Boom, everybody's dead.
I feel like that's a lot of things, like especially with the government and stuff like that. It's like I don't know how this works, but we're gonna mess with it, poke it.
I mean, just look at nuclear bombs, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
That should never been made.
I think he regretted. Didn't he say like he was?
He is death, the destroyer of worlds.
Yeah.
Like him and Albert Einstein and a couple other people actually was ones who helped make it, but he was the
Albert Einstein helped make the atomic bomb
the
or the nuclear bomb.
the
Ain't that the same thing?
Mm.
Okay.
I think the atomic bomb was less powerful than the
Okay.
nuclear bomb, and it's made differently. But he did the design
Oh.
and all that kind of stuff. Where Albert Einstein and a couple, I might be wrong on it, but that's what I've read on, and that all of them regretted making it after when they first seen the first explosion of it.
Mm-hmm.
They said, "Oh, this wasn't a good idea. This wasn't good at all." And the government's like, "But it is. It is a good idea. Don't worry. We'll pay you some money. Don't you worry about it." And then, yeah. But I think, you know, when it comes to all people get inspirations from real things that's happened.
Have you ever messed with a Ouija board before?
Nope, and I never will.
I've done it twice, technically twice. The first time, it was complete BS. You know how I know? They were using, like, I can't remember what it was, but it was on a piece of cardboard. They just put the alphabet and stuff and put yes, no, and they even said it was fake after. But I remember Summer and over at hers, and they were messing with the Ouija board, and yep, I've been told never mess with it because it's like dark magic or something like that. Yeah.
The way I see it is, if you mess with the Ouija board, you're asking for trouble.
Yes.
Because most of the time, look at movies. That's how all these possession movies start out. Half of them is from a Ouija board. When you mess with the Ouija board, you're literally inviting something in.
Correct.
That what they say is the rules on a Ouija board is once you start a conversation with something, you are not supposed to leave until it says bye. When you leave it, if you just get up and leave,
I think
the door stays open.
I think if you quickly say bye before it gets the chance, you can give it, but no one can. I think only at least one person has to stay on the board, because I remember they were talking to Zozo, the demon of the Ouija board or something like that. I don't know.
Demon of the Ouija board.
I don't know how.
That'd be a boring. I mean,
Yes.
If I was a damn bill, really, I'm over a Ouija board now. What kind of demotion is this? I don't get no fun out of this.
I'm dealing with idiots. Yes, I'm real. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. You just sit there. Yes. You know what? Bye. I'm done. I'm going back.
But the thing that got me to believe that was real is because the people I was around of, I said, it didn't, I don't think it asked me, but it spelled out my father's middle name. And I was like, no one knows my father's middle name. And that kind of freaked me out. So apparently, I say apparently because I don't know if it's actually facts, and I didn't. But it's like it could read your mind, because it said that one of the people we were talking to was Elvis. I don't know how much I believe that it was, But I was fine until someone asked in order. I think it was in order. Who dies first and who dies last? I was like,
Why
nope.
would you?
I don't know. I was like, no, I'm out, and I walked out the door and I left. I was like, I ain't doing that. I don't need to know. And I don't know. It's just like messing with that kind of stuff is not something I would ever do again. It was stupid to do to begin with.
But you can find them anywhere too.
You can buy them at the store, buy them at the bookstore. I think you can buy them at Walmart even.
Yeah, and I don't think that's you're asking for trouble doing that. 100%.
I think it's technically classified as a kid's toy too.
What?
Yeah,
Is that what's wrong with kids these days?
it's made by Hasbro.
That'll make it any better.
No, not really. um,
They got ties with something.
I think they're the ones who made Ouija the movies. I don't know. I'm not sure yet.
This was first one was good.
I've never seen them.
Second one, it was good, but you know, like every sequel, they try to go overboard with it to improve from the first one. But something that apparently nobody can ever learn.
Yeah.
If it ain't broken, don't fix it. You supposed to improve on it. Don't go balls to the wall. Like, we're going to do this. And turn to find out it's interdimensional demons from the planet Zoron or something. Trying to invade this world. I mean, you know it's supposed to do that, but apparently nobody learns on that.
No, not really. But does anyone ever learn? Not really.
What's the fun in learning?
We like to push our limits. Sometimes a little too much. But
That's a human's downfall.
and it will always be like that.
We think we get too big for our britches. On that, like we don't know when to be like, hey, enough's enough. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Like if you had almost every kind of thriller movie, sci-fi movie, you could just, if you had one person said, hey, you ever thought about maybe we shouldn't do this? Boom, movie would end right there.
Be like, what the hell was that?
Because it makes sense. In real life, that's how it feels. It's like, this seems awfully familiar to this movie that we seen like 2 years ago. Maybe we shouldn't be doing this. And you have that one guy, nah, it's fine. Those are movies.
I remember an old Vine, and it was like, it's like, you know how you've seen Scream, right?
Mm.
And so you know how it called Sydney and stuff is like, I'm in your house or something like that. Well, it called this guy while he was playing a video game, and he was like, I'm hiding in your house, come find me. He just hung up, grabbed the suitcase, and walked out the door.
I mean, that's what I would do. I'd be like, no, I'm good. I ain't playing no game.
I believe anything is possible. You cannot prove that something doesn't exist.
Yeah, you can.
How?
You can't. You can't. It was a test. You can't prove that something doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You can only prove that it does.
That's very true. Anything you would like to end on?
Well, the way I say it is, keep your mind open.
That's with everything.
You know.
Well, maybe not everything.
Not.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just keep your mind open. You never
Close it
know.
on some things.
You never know what can be out there. You know, if you just take a moment to look.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's what's wrong. We're always too busy,
That's true.
and then we never take a breath and look at our surroundings, see what's going on. So, just keep your minds open, people. That's all you gotta do. And before you know it, boom,
Boom what?
you're a millionaire. I don't know.
Oh, that twisted.
I don't know. You never know. You might become a millionaire. You never know.
If you have an open mind, you'll be a millionaire.
Look at Elon Musk. He had an open mind.
That is
He
true.
went from making PayPal to have his own space company and sell
Ameri-
driving cars.
The American dream. Come from another country, because he's from South Africa,
Mm-hmm.
and it's unreal. But if you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any Google Podcasts, anything you listen to podcasts on, appreciate you listening. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. If you have anything you would like to hear us talk about, or you have any ideas or anything like that, we'd be happy to hear them. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good night.